Welcome back to another Theater Thursday Deep Dive. I'm Megan, Processing Manager here at Special Collections Research Center. If you've been following any Broadway social media, you know that throughout the month of October, Broadway theaters are celebrating the 140th anniversary of Playbill by handing out special covers for each show, 4 different covers covering different eras of Playbill, covering roughly 1940s to 1970s. In that spirit of celebration, we wanted to highlight a few items from our collections that go back even further in Playbill's 140-year history. So this is the oldest Playbill that we have. This is before Playbill became the Playbill. At this time, each theater had their own program, and this was known as the stage. Playbill doesn't come in for about another 40 years. It was a single sheet of paper, and when you opened it up, it had all of the information on the show. You clearly see this one is pretty old, so it's gone through some things, but it has all the information that you would expect to find in a Playbill. So the stage is in about the 1880s. By the 1890s, we started seeing booklet programs like what we would expect to see now when you would go to a theater. These still are for individual theaters. And they're still just pencil sketches, but they start having a lot more information inside of them. And one of the things you start seeing inside are a lot more advertisements, because that is one of the main appeals of these programs, is that you could sell advertising space so people could give them to people and they could use their services. So by the time we get to the 1910s, 1920s, we still have playbills, still not called Playbill, that are for individual theaters, but we start getting color. And these are my personal favorites of anything in the history of the Playbill. They are full color. They are absolutely the most 1910s, 1920s Art Nouveau, Art Deco design that you could think of. In the 19-teens, so this one's from 1916, we still have pretty simple designs with just kind of words. But by the time we get to the 20s, you start seeing figures, you start seeing really detailed individuals. And these covers were for the theaters. Each of the shows doesn't have information on the cover yet. So every time you went to the Knickerbocker Theater, you would get a playbill that looked like this, and then the information for the show you were seeing would be inside. So by the time we get to the 1930s, we start moving away from each theater having their own program, not Playbill, and we start having programs that are for individual shows. So we start seeing, in addition to the theater name on the cover, we start seeing at the very least the title of the show, or in some cases, a photograph or illustration. Playbill, still not the name yet. We're either some variation of the New York Magazine program or the Magazine Theater program. The Playbill isn't formally adopted as the title until 1934. So by the time we get to the 1940s, 1950s, we start seeing playbills, now called Playbill, that really start looking like what you would expect to get at a Broadway theater when you went to see a show. Cover now says the Playbill, it has the theater information, and a beautiful illustration and logo for the show you're seeing. And when you go inside, it has all of the information that you would expect to see for the cast information, the production information, and you start having all of your lovely cast bios and character lists. Starting to look a little more familiar. Still don't have that yellow banner yet, but we're starting to move into the Playbill that we know and love today. So as you can see, starting all the way back in the 1920s, we're already starting to see things that people want to use as collectibles, which is really the whole point of why the Playbill started in the first place. People started keeping handbills as souvenirs when they went to see shows. And by the 1950s, you start seeing that yellow banner that Playbill became known for so many years. You start seeing illustrations, you start seeing logos, and you start getting a lot more creativity with what people use for the shows. Personally, as much as I love our Art Nouveau design, that 1970s Playbill logo, you can't top that, honestly. Although I am also kind of partial to the iconic yellow label, obviously. This is just a few of the playbills that we have in our collections. I could have talked about this for another hour, but these are some of our favorites, and we're really excited that Playbill is commemorating its anniversary by giving people a look back into the history of Playbill and recreating some of these absolutely fabulous designs. And honestly, if I was going to see Broadway right now, I'd be all about getting that 70s program.